Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this morning. Starting out a big week. A special guest here in the studio. But first, as always, we're going to take care of our weather brought to us by Drew Potter's Company, Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. High today 84, low 67. Gulf water temperature right here at 76 degrees, and that's at the end of the pier, but it's still Gulf water temperature. Our Monday moon phase brought to us by Panama City Coca-Cola. New moon tonight, brand new moon, so it's going to be some dark nights if you want to get out and go floundering. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Today is April the 28th. We're back in some strong tides finally after the last 3 or 4 days of deep tides. Folks, this week, you look at the chart here, it is full of strong tides. So keep that in mind as you're making your plans for the outdoors. Wind direction coming south-southeast at about 10 to 15. Took a quick weather here, so let's take a look at the moon phase brought to us by Panama City Coca-Cola. And we appreciate those folks there. So let's take a break, come back with our special guest. Okay, welcome back and welcome to our correspondent from Jackson County, Billy Grantham.
Yeah, good morning to you.
Glad to have you come down. We appreciate you coming down on this Monday morning and all kinds of things going on. So you tell us what's going on up in your neck of the woods.
It's dry.
Yeah.
Not that I need the rain, but these farmers up there in Jackson County that's going to put peanuts out and soybeans, and most of them, if they're going to do corn, they got it on irrigation. But it's dry. It's parched dry.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get a little bit of rain this week, 10, 20%, 30%, but and I think we do get some rain, they'll be breaking ground on some of that.
They're breaking ground all over the place. Was back in February they was preparing that ground, because to do peanuts, you need that ground be like that tabletop right there anyhow.
Yeah,
but
that's cool.
Yeah, and there's chances of rain. Last weekend, some spotty showers people got.
Real quick, talking about farming, and because every year Billy always brings some watermelon down here for myself and Jeff and some other people. And Jeff and we were talking about it the other day about how Jeff and his girlfriend was telling me how they remember them from last year.
Delicious, yeah.
So it has a special taste to them. You can't find them in a grocery store. Taste like
look here, them folks down here in Bay County, particularly the coaches, would be jealous, I would think, because Fred McKinney, my neighbor, was farming and done watermelons. Well, what happens at a point, the price drops out because the market gets flooded, everybody comes in.
Yeah.
Well, he'll have a field slap full of them, full of watermelons. And I'll go over and just load the truck up, take them up to the football field, and the boys will unload them and put them inside that building for overnight. And then they got watermelons, 40 or 50 watermelons, and I've done that from time to time.
So the boys can have, coaches have my practice and all that?
Or they'll have summertime practice. And what I'll do Jeff like that.
We'll bring them
load the truck up and back up here
Put
to the door.
In the studio, them cool down.
Yeah, how about cantaloupe?
We'll have one every morning. We'll just
I love me some cantaloupe with a little salt, don't you?
I love cantaloupe. I really do. All right, so what we got? What's going on?
This right here is a white oak tree, white oak sapling, I should say. There are no more that I can find, unless there's somebody like Marion Gilly or somebody that works in there, those white oak trees in Appalachian management. But over at Joe Budd, it's full of them. So I went over there and picked me up a bunch of acorns. Brought them back and got a bunch of them propagated and coming on. And of course, the old master, he gives the increase, right? And but I've got a bunch of them, and that's one of them.
All right. Well, I may plant that one in my yard.
That's fine.
I don't know what we're doing in the yard or up in the woods. I got squirrels in both places.
I put it in the woods because then everything out there will benefit from it better.
I know it.
It'll take it 15 years or longer before it starts
That's
bear.
all right. We'll be watching it. So
Yeah, you're gonna be around.
yeah,
Yeah.
we never know. But that's great. What are you doing right here, folks? This is so important that to be able to, you just got the old acorn and just started growing it.
I picked them up. Well, what I do is I soak them in water because it's got that hard shell. Soak them in water so it'll take that water in, and it spurns that seed that's inside there. Of course, when I go to seeing it break, I put it in a pot and get it started. When I do, then I get it out as the weather and get it started. I got a bunch of them like this.
Okay.
Some of them in bigger pots. I got some swamp chestnut oaks in some pots, and I got them on my property and what.
That's awesome. This is so important. I am going to get up the woods. You have stressed in my life because see now I don't know where to go fishing and go plant my tree or I have to go back.
I love doing this right here. I get a kick out of it, seeing it grow and take off and sperm. But because so much wildlife depends on that. Did you know they're not going to do any farming in Appalachian Management Area no more?
Oh, really?
Used to. They farmed inside there for the last 50 years or longer than that.
What happened?
The deer population is so full they eat up everything he's got in there. He can't make $1.
How about that?
He says, I'm through. So now the state will have to do a little of it, like they do the other facilities. They do a little of it everywhere else. I don't know what they're going to do yet because he canceled out back in late summer. Said, I won't be back.
I could see those deer. What all was he planting?
Corn and peanuts and a little milo and some sesame seed.
Wow.
Now the state puts out a little bit of their own, but that's what they do. But they give out probably 75 doe tags in the management this year.
Is that right?
You have to apply over in June. Go online with FWC and click on, look through their website, and then click on it, and you might draw because it's a draw process. And if you draw one, then you come up there and check in. And
that tells how healthy that population is over there because of the food.
Bountiful.
We talked about it before. Those deer, when it first comes up, they start eating when it's fresh. So the peanuts and all don't get a chance to start because the leaves, they eat them out.
They eat normally out there in an area where the population is not so full, those vines will grow up and grow out that wide in a row. And the deer love to eat the tops of those vines. There's not that many deer. They do some deer depredation permits in some areas, but in there, they'll eat them down to the nub. There'll be so many of them.
They got a buffet. All right, we're going to take a quick break, come back with Billy Grantham. Okay, hey, welcome back. Here, Billy Grantham. We just have so much to talk about. We can sit here for a couple hours, keep on talking, but I know you don't want to listen to us that long. So,
no.
All right, what else, Billy?
Well, as I was saying earlier about the deer population in there, but the lack of turkeys in there.
What's going on with that?
I've got on YouTube and looking at it, and the property in there is perfect, conducive for a turkey population. And there are almost zilch. There are just maybe a few hens. If there's a gobbler or two, I would be shocked.
So you saying the problem might be predators or just
I
what?
think the hurricane had a little bit to do with it.
Okay.
I think the fact that they still have a hunting season in there, and what few are in there, they get one or two get killed.
Yeah.
I think they need to, and the state's got a program where they can introduce turkeys back into an area, but they're not doing it, and people are actually applying for the quota to hunt turkeys in there and coming in there and going, what's the deal here? There's no turkeys in there.
That's interesting.
Joe Budd over in Tallahassee is slap full of them. It's full of them.
We've always said Joe Budd that's the golden cow now because that's right next to the FWC headquarters.
I know.
I got buddies over there. I know.
The secret's out that y'all have nursed that place over there. That's why it's still muzzle loading over there. They don't want shotguns.
Joe Budd's grandson and I played ball, went to school together, so I know the whole Joe Budd story. Amazing story, but I'm glad the state bought it. It is good. Okay.
People in and around Sneads and the east side are starting to complain and realizing that they're micromanaging. Tallahassee is calling the shots, and the guys on the ground over there don't get to say anything about what's going on to help improve that situation.
Yep, I know it's been going that way a while, and that's you see the results of it.
Yep.
Okay. So
One more thing.
One more thing. What?
There's a bear over there now.
A bear?
At Appalachia.
Really?
I know of 2 sightings, and I got just a little bit of video. It's not a good video because it was at dark, but a black bear there near the check station, and then over on Howell Road. Now, y'all folks that live around up there know where Howell Road is. It runs from River Road over to San Reese Church Road and Salem. Black bear being seen roaming around up there. Of course, he may just keep on going and travel out, but it's precarious.
Yeah, that's interesting how they spread all over.
It makes me nervous because I hike in there a lot.
You take your pistol?
I didn't.
You better.
But I mean, I didn't but now I get, oh my goodness, I get nervous about it now. Not that I want to shoot anything like that, and wouldn't want to. But
you wonder now. I know you like to take snacks and all. You better leave them at home. They never smell that food.
No, I ain't out there that long. I just take a bottles of water and a walking stick and my gloves.
Yeah.
But it does concern me when I walk through a little thicket area. And
real quick, while we're talking about that area, I want to jump over to the water. You said Lake Seminole. Here it is Monday, so this weekend. You said Lake Seminole's been doing really good.
Oh man, yeah. With the lack of rain here, it's cleared up real good. Mm-hmm. The river level has dropped real slow and in some slow stages, not plummeted out, which will give fish the lockjaw. But it's been really, really good. Catfishing, whoo, golly, man. I got some pictures here I'll show in a minute. A young man here that is talented, him and his grandpa, and wearing out the catfish. And
are they jug fishing or line fishing?
No, line fishing. Yeah, you can't jug fish in Florida. I don't know why, but I'd like for somebody to explain to me way up. Game wardens just go, I don't know, you know, but way up tall, somebody that says why they can't, but it ain't no big deal.
All right, you got some pictures we're gonna look at, or what?
Yeah, we'll do them in the next segment. But
what about this thing right here? What is this big light?
That's a spotlight on deer. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No, that's when the dogs in my yard start barking at the house.
Yeah.
I can step out there and boom, put the light on everything out there.
Okay.
And keep everybody.
That's a bright light.
At night, it is a bright light. I had one brighter than that at one time, and it wore out finally.
Very lightweight too.
Yep. And you recharge it.
We talk about technology and everything we do, but especially outdoor things, the technology has sort of made things so much nicer and quicker.
A thermosail, boy howdy, them hammer knockers are a godsend.
Aren't they amazing?
They are great. Not just out there hunting, but at a baseball game or something like that. Those things are good. I was skeptical to begin with, but I'm starting to realize that some technology is something to fold into, you know. This electricity is something else.
Yeah, well, you know, the thermocell, the development of it, it was just when they started on it, like nobody believed it was going to work. But then when they tried it, especially our turkey hunters, that's really the first group of people who really got sold on it, I believe, was the turkey hunters.
Well, they're out there in that spring, and late in the fall, me sitting in the box house, they're bad.
Yeah.
So I'd take it with me if the wind was good, and it was helpful. Oh man, I was tickled to death to have one.
We're talking about lights and all. I've talked about it on the show all the time. The floundering lights. How they used to be that old single 1,000-watt bulb. We talk about it now. Look at the lights, the LED lights. They just lights it up like an airport.
There's 2 things I think a grown man should own a lot of.
What's that?
lots of flashlights, and pocket knives.
There you go.
Now, to me, my daddy wouldn't let me leave the house when I was 18 years old. At least I didn't have a pocket knife on me. Yeah.
Yeah, and that is so true. All you people in our generation know exactly true. But now, of course, you don't want a kid doing it now because you don't want to do it. But when you're outdoors and all, you want that pocket knife with you.
And a good flashlight. You start out in the woods late at night and hear something under your truck, a stick or something you've hooked up on. You want to crawl out there and shine up under there and, oh, okay.
And you're exactly right. Coming out of the woods and it's really dark, or coming from a fishing trip.
Flashlight.
And something, that's real lightweight. And of course, you got different sizes and all, but it's important.
Don't have one. Don't have one when you need one, and you'll go.
You'll appreciate it, you're right.
Oh, go on, man, or a good pocket knife.
Yep.
Try to clean fish without a pocket knife.
Let's take our final break. We'll come back with some pictures from Billy. Okay, welcome back. Always good to have Billy Grantham on the show, coming down from Jackson County. Let's take a quick look at our fishing game time today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. Our time, about 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock this morning. And after lunch, 12:30 to 2:30. Okay, Billy, what you have now, buddy?
Well, hunting season at my house is always fun because I can hunt 300-400 yards behind my house because it butts up against Appalachia. Mm-hmm. This buck right here you see on the thing, I let him walk. I didn't shoot him.
Oh, yeah?
And he'll be bigger and better like the World's Fair next year.
Uh-huh.
I hope so. I hope he'll come back by me.
Nice.
And maybe somebody else won't get him. But if they do, God bless them.
That's right.
Jordana Hand worked at Appalachia for many years. Wow. She didn't let this one walk.
That is a fine buck.
Yes, sir. It was a fine buck. I mean a good one.
I love to see these ladies take a big buck.
I do too. She did a fine job. That's the front, that's the living room. It was a cold day, and I said, I'm gonna put that picture on there. And it was a cold day, and that was
that's great.
me cuddled up at the house there.
I love it. That's an outdoorsman.
Yeah, that's the house, my house, yeah.
Cool, that's cool.
Look here, it was in February. Ooh. It was lightly cool, and I was walking a burn area and walked up on him. He had come out of a hole and was laying there sunning.
Ooh.
Yeah, just getting a little bit of sun, black snake.
That's why they do during a big burn. They just go on the ground and then come back up.
That's right. He was just laying there getting some sun. Wow. Yeah, and I walked on. Well, we won't. I'm not going to tell you where that's at. But most of you folks up there know where it's at. That's Rock Pond.
That's the pond.
Yep. There it is. Look at there. Isn't that placid?
That looks fishy.
It is fishy. It's got fish in it.
I know.
Look at that.
I bet.
Boy.
That's just so relaxing getting a place like that.
It is. Ease around that thing and cast. That showed up on my game camera behind the house. He got him just at the right time, him coming to the feed.
What was he after? A corn?
I thought there was some corn out and some peanuts I'd throwed out there. Yep.
Cool.
Him going fishing.
Okay.
That's got to go. That's when he's just got to go.
You got to go. You got to go.
That's what you tell them if the fish are biting. That is Miss America right there.
Okay.
We were down there on the islands hanging out, and that's one of our grandchildren right now.
I know better.
I'm kidding.
They put a dress on it. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's one of those props they want you to take a picture of, to tip them or something. That's fine. She loves the monkey. I've been trying to think about buying her one. Driving through the management, he wouldn't get out of the road. That's a fox squirrel. Appalachia's slammed full of them.
Good.
And he wouldn't get out of the road. He just kept feeding. Usually they run off over and go up a tree. He wouldn't have nothing of it. He just kept feeding around.
He was hungry.
I can't remember this boy's name. Patrick, I think his name was.
Whoa.
But
that's a fine one.
See this boy right here?
Yeah.
He was at the Sneeds Park one day. I was out there fly fishing. He was over there fishing. Mm-hmm. They were throwing some plugs. They weren't catching nothing. I said, come here. And I spent about 20 minutes showing him how to fly fish.
Okay.
Yeah. And then let him have the rod and just give him a little bit of advice along and let him just keep working it. I saw him at the Sneeds baseball game this year. I do the announcing for the game, and he hollered at me and says, "Look here, Mr. Billy, I want to show you some pictures."
Oh.
He didn't fly fish and catch it with a fly rod, but he caught that bass right there.
But he remembered you helping him learn how to fly
That's
fish.
right, he did.
When he was a kid. How about that?
He did.
That's awesome.
Drayton Hartsfield.
Okay.
Yeah, he remembered.
Drayton Hartsfield.
He
Good
said
deal.
he went and bought him a fly rod, and now
Yeah.
he been fly fishing at Lake Talquin over there.
Cool. All right.
That's just a little sampling.
That's pretty.
Chipotle River, just a little sampling.
That's some good, clean water.
Boy, that's something beautiful right there.
Beautiful.
This is Josh Martin on the left. He's the one I introduced you to at the church that day.
That's right.
That does a little bit of semi-pro bass fishing. Won a boat up there. Where was that at? One of those fishing trips.
Wow. That's cool.
And Raphael Bellini, my pastor, right there on the right.
Yeah, I recognize him. Yeah.
Yep. They've been off up there. Catfish. Remember me saying something to you about the catfish
Yes, sir.
doing so well?
Yes, sir.
Right there, A.J. Johnson. Boy, them boys know how to do it. Every year, they are loading the boat, him and his grandpa right there,
Oh, I love it.
catching them catfish. Winston, look, it's on a rod right there.
How about that?
You see what he's using, don't you?
What's he got
He's
there?
got that little plastic with a lot of holes in it, and they fill it full of that juice.
Okay.
Right there at Lake Seminole, Sneeds Park.
Okay. Boom.
Look at there.
Look at there.
Don't you like to see that right
I
there,
do.
Winston? Emory Godwin,
Oh,
my brother-in-law.
Uh-huh.
Look at there. That's
I
what he
love
showed
it.
her,
What
sent
a-
me.
Look at there.
David Goodman, pastor of First Pentecostal Holiness Church in Bluntstown.
These preachers can fish now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of preachers that love fishing.
That's where they make the chocolate eggs.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Well, Billy, we're about to run out of time, but man, that's some great pictures there. As always, you always got some good stuff. We appreciate
I
it.
try to have something
You
like
do.
that.
Really good stuff. And stay in touch, and we'll be seeing you pretty soon, okay?
We'll come back by and see you.
All right.
Yeah,
Gotta
good
wrap
to
it up.
see y'all.
Do something good for someone else today. Have a great day.
Go ahead.
You know, you finish. You finish.
Don't let the old man in. Toby Keith sing that song.
Amen. Have a great day. God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.